Okay, so welcome. Thanks for being here. Let's come and find a seat. So you can, of course, sit up onto your shins or sit cross-legged. And then go ahead and close your eyes. Or you can just soften them, settle them onto a place, a space that's not moving, that's not changing. We're just going to keep going with what we did on Monday. So as you sit here, just take a moment to feel your back body, the back of your skull, the back of your neck, down the shoulder blades, down to your lower back, all the way until you meet the ground. And kind of like you're scanning back and forth, up and down the length of your spine, just paying attention, leaning in, yielding to the sensations of your back. And just witness as you start to pay a little bit closer attention, as you start to find some of the sensations. Things start to very subtly shift and maneuver. You might start to elongate, you might start to widen, contract, engage. So just take this moment to feel how you're engaging, how you're receiving the invitation to feel your back body. And then come around front and feel into your front body, the part of you that makes contact with the world. So notice how you're holding your face and its features, the front of your neck, the fronts of your shoulders, your chest, the belly, the front pockets of your hips. And the same kind of idea I find when I ask people or when I remind myself to think about their back body, they sit up a little bit straighter and find some contraction. And when I ask them to notice their front body, they sit up a little straighter and find some contraction. So if any of this has happened for you, let it be the softest version of that engagement so that you're not hard pressing your spine erect. You're not hard pressing your shoulders back. And then find the middle between this front body and this back body. And as you sit here and the rest of your body just orbits around the middle of you, whether you perceive the middle to be like the bowl of your pelvis or your spine, the heart, the core. And sit here and observe the gentle, engaging, negotiating, and renegotiating to hold your spine in this upright held position from the peripheries to the center and then back out again. Good, and then let that go. Connect your palms in front of your chest. Exhale all your air. Take a slow and smooth and complete inhalation, please. Om. Om Sahanao Vavatu. Sahanao Bunaktu. Sahaviryam Karavavahai. Tejas Vinao Adi Tamastu Mavi Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bow your chin to your chest. Rest your hands in your lap. Slowly lift your gaze and open your eyes. Okay. So we're going to begin the same way we did last time. So grab your blanket, grab your strap or your blanket-like object or your strap-like object. And we'll roll up the blanket into that little burrito and lay it across the bolster, and then start again with the stiff part of your middle upper back draped over top of your blanket burrito. So if you need a reminder, it looks like this. And I won't be too specific as to what part of your back lays down onto the bolster or onto your blanket. But just remember that our neck is already in a back bend and our lower back is already in a back bend. Like if you Google a picture of a spine, it's not straight up and down. If it is, there's probably like some kind of dysfunction happening. But there's a little bit of a curve into the neck, a natural rounding of the upper back. So we're never going to iron it out. And then it comes back into a little bit of a curve at the lower back. So when we're coming into yoga and we go into back bends, we'll automatically kind of just fall into the parts of our spine that back bend already, which doesn't really do much for us, but kind of give us a headache the next day or a backache the next day. So see if you can just give that sticky, dense part of your back some attention here. So you might wiggle up and down, and it's a little bit different every day, depending on what chair you sat in, how you slept. But when you know, you'll know. And then I like to interlace the fingertips. I like to bend the knees so that the lower back has an opportunity to smooth out a little bit more. And then again, meet your back body and what the experience is here. Come and find your breath to massaging out this dense holding in the middle upper back. Just with breath and this little bit of compression under the heart. And as you compress the back body, find and feel into what is happening in the front body, sternum, across the chest to your upper arms, to your inner arms. And then in the middle of that, you might even feel the beating heart. being soothed and massaged by the expansion and contraction of the lungs. And so, however it serves you, you might widen your aperture of attention to feel into what's happening on the superficial plane in sensation and stretch and strength. And then you can always narrow in and focus in and see what's happening on the deeper level of you, still physically into the beat of your heart and the pulse under your skin, the way that your breath moves. And then maybe even zooming in a touch further to see how this lands in your mind, how this lands in the way that you emote, the way that you receive rest. Okay, so slowly, gently roll onto your left side so that the blanket is still compressing up into your armpit, up into these really sticky muscles that line up along the side of your shoulder blade. I always forget to bring a block, but it's nice to have a block or a pillow underneath of your head this way. Just drape your left ear down towards the ground. And let's actually reach the left arm forward. So left ear is on the ground, left arm is forward. Right arm meets your left arm. And just like we did the other day, as you inhale, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, turn your ribs up. Don't just let your right arm fall back behind you. Let the right arm fall back because your chest is turning towards the ceiling. And we'll just do two more. So right arm meets your left arm. Just take a moment to pause. And then as you inhale, right arm up. Exhale, right arm swims back. Take a moment to feel that. Meet your right hand with your left hand. And then one more time, right arm goes up high, take your breath in. And as you exhale, open up, rotating your ribs up, turning your chest up. Let your right arm stay there. Take your breath in. And let your breath go. All right, right arm meets your left. Press into your right arm. I like to press your palm onto the blanket, turn down to come up. And then you could actually not even come up and just turn onto your other side, but I'm gonna switch so that you guys can see. So your right ribs or your right armpit skin lays down onto your blanket, reach your right arm out ahead of you and let your right ear fall down towards the ground. Bend your knees so that your hips and lower back aren't really a part of this party. Left hand meets your right hand. As you inhale, stretch your left arm up high. And as you exhale, first think about rolling your ribs up, your chest up, your eyes up, and then the left arm falls back behind you. Ooh, this one's tighter on this side. Okay, two more times. Left arm to right. Left fingertips to the ceiling. Take your breath in. And then slowly unwind and open as you exhale. And then one more time, left hand to right hand. Inhale your left arm to the ceiling. And exhale, turn your chest up, ribs up, eyes up, open. Stay for your breath in. And linger for an exhale. All right, come on, back through. Press your left hand into the blanket, turn down to come up. Grab your strap or your Lululemon pants or your belt or your scarf or whatever you have. Find a comfortable seat. You can also come up and stand if you like. So find the distance that you're starting with between your hands and your strap. And you'll always kind of have to slide your hands closer together or likely farther apart. Okay, so we begin just by reaching the arms up and overhead. I'm going to bring my arms a little bit wider until you go back and around. I don't want you to find like a tense part and try to like jam yourself back through it. Be really soft and easy. I made it kind of harder for myself with this top bun today. but let it be really soft as you're starting to mobilize through the joint, through the shoulder joint. And you can think about the arm bones stirring in the shoulder socket. And then, like we talked about last time, I can feel it. My ribs want to help. My low back wants to help. Even like I want to do stuff with my head. So see if you can pay attention to the movement just happening in the shoulders. And when you come into that really deep extension, rather than, ribs popping out, back arching. My neighbors hate me today. I dropped so many things while I was setting up and I keep hitting this strap on the wall. When you find that extension, see how the back wants to bend and the ribs want to flare. Instead of doing that, think about your armpits widening. And it gets a little bit more tense, so you can even consider bringing your arms further apart. Okay, so just do a couple more. Up and overhead. I went too far. And then back and down and around. Okay, so next time you come back, find that sticky spot, wherever yours is, and then do the lateral bend, bending to one side, keeping your ribs contained, your lower back neutral. And you just notice how much that shifts the sensation too. Back up through center, and then again, elongate your lower back, do the side bend the other way. And come up through center, rotate one way. Come back through center and rotate the other. All right, come back through center, ditch your strap. Unfold your blanket so that it supports your knees. So that when we come into kneeling, your kneecaps are resting onto your blanket. Why not just make it a little bit sweeter for the knees? So come onto all fours, and then again, right away, we'll go down into Anahatasana, the heart melting posture. For years, I would just stick my chest down because back in the day, I had that flexibility to do that, but never felt anything. So see if you can try to contain the stretch, contain your navel to your spine, contain your ribs. Come down onto your forearms first. If you're happy here, stay here. You can start to crawl your forearms, your elbows forward. Bring your forehead down to the ground, and then stretch your arms out straight. And it's like you're trying to drag your chest towards the ground and forward. If your chin or chest were to come down, it would just be because there's so much of a heaviness through the back of your spine that there's nowhere else for your chin to go. Most often, though, forehead down to the ground feels pretty good. If you want more intensity, you can lift up your elbows, even come up onto your fingertips. But this is still pretty early. We've done a couple of things, but we don't want to push it. So again, find your armpits, see if you can widen them rather than widening the ribs. Contain the ribs, open your armpits. Take one more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, press into your palms just to lift your forehead up off of the ground. Lower your elbows down, slide forward onto your belly, Sphinx pose. You can walk your elbows underneath of your shoulders, or if you're happy with your elbows slightly forward, that's good too. Press down into your forearms, squeeze your shoulder blades towards one another, and then find your legs and press down the tops of your feet and your thigh tops. Squeeze your bum from the outside to the inside, stretch your belly. And then widen your elbows, come down onto your chest. Crawl your fingertips out wide, point your nose down, root your toenails down. And then as you plug into your fingertips and the thighs, rise up through your chest, still looking down towards the ground. And then as you exhale, chin forward, heart forward, and down to the ground. Again, point your nose down, plug your fingertips, rise up, breathe in. And as you exhale, chin forward and all the way down to the ground. And then one last time, root down your toenails, root down the tops of your thighs, look down and rise up, breathing in. And as you exhale, chin forward, heart forward, and all the way to the ground. Place your palms by your ribs, breathing in. And as you exhale, come back into your child's pose and tuck your toes. Tap your hips towards your heels. And from your child's pose, come forward to high plank. Pick up your knees, firm thigh top, squeeze your bum. And as you exhale back into your downward dog, hips to the ceiling. Stretch and press your hands down to the ground. And then even in your downward facing dog, remember, we're doing the same kind of thing that we did with the strap in our hands. So when our shoulders come into flexion, as they are right now, what wants to happen is the back wants to arch a lot, the ribs want to jut out. So rather than hard gripping the ribs in, can you just softly receive them back into your body? And then widen out your armpits. Think about your armpits starting at your elbows and ending at your side waist. Can you make that part of you so much longer? Drop your head. Relax your neck. Come up onto your tippy toes, look forward, breathing in. Then as you breathe out, feet meet your hands at the top of your mat, just one foot in front of the other, in front of the other. Once you arrive at the top of your mat, place your hands onto your shins, halfway lift your spine, take a full inhale breath. And then let's exhale and forward fold, bending your knees, drop your head, your skull, go heavy. And let your head go with a couple of shakes, yeses and nos. Can bend your knees a lot here to just take the hamstrings out of the equation for a moment and let your spine round and unravel. And just stay long enough so that you undo the junction between your head and your neck. Really good. Good. Now halfway lift your spine, take a full breath in, hips go back, heart goes forward. Exhaling forward, fold, grip your thighs, drop your head. And then dig down into your heels, bend your knees, roll up to stand, stacking your bones. You can touch onto your thighs if you need a little bit of extra support. Take your hands to your waist, press the skin of your lower back down towards the ground, and in equal measure, lift your chest up. Take a few breaths here, just pinning the lower back down, reaching the chest up, and then letting the breath move between these 2 points. And then drift your arms down by your sides. We'll do the Juventus Sun Salutation 2 rounds. So arms rise up, hook your thumbs, lift your chest, open up your armpits, take a breath in. As you exhale, undo your thumbs, hinge, fold on your way down, interlace your fingertips at the low of your back. Fingertips touch down, right toes step back, take a breath in, back knee stays lifted. And then as you exhale, plant your palms and step back into downward facing dog. From your down dog, come forward to high plank position. And as you exhale, sink your knees down, keep your bum up high, lower chin, chest to the earth. Slide through to cobra, squeeze your back body, take your breath in. And as you exhale through child's pose to down dog. And then right away, come back forward to high plank pose, squeeze your thighs. Chaturanga from knees or from toes. Lift your chest. Inhale, breath. And as you exhale, downward facing dog. Then without lifting it, step your right foot between your thumbs. Keep your back knee lifted. Sling your heart forward. Take your breath in. And as you exhale, left foot meets your right foot at the top of your mat. Hook your thumbs. Lift your chest. Take your inhale. Right away, as you exhale, pour forward, interlace your fingertips to the low of your back and fold. Fingers down, left toes step back, take your breath in, back knee stays lifted. And as you exhale, planting your palms, stepping back downward, facing dog. Come forward to plank on the in-breath. Knees down, bum high, chin, chest, touch the ground. Slide through to cobra, engaging your back. And through child's pose to down dog as you exhale. Forward to your high plank on the inhale. Lower from knees or toes, chaturanga, exhaling. Lift your chest, inhale, breath. And downward dog as you exhale. Left foot between your thumbs, back knee stays lifted, take your breath in. And as you exhale, step forward and fold top of your mat. Hook your thumbs, lift your chest, take your inhale. And then unhook your thumbs, drift your arms down by your sides, full breath out. Now from standing, feel your back of your skull all the way to the heels. And then your front forehead to the tips of your toes. And then in the middle, spine, heart, pelvis. Okay. So let's reach the right knee up into the chest. Take your breath in. And then as you exhale, I'll show you what will likely happen, but we're going to try to work out of. I want you to try to touch the base of your skull with your right toes, and that's an exaggeration. But see if you can grip the muscles of your back body, grip your right hamstring a lot. You might even get a cramp if you're lucky. And feel free, guys, to use the wall for balance here. It's not so much about the balance. What I'm looking for is the recruitment of your whole posterior chain, sole of your foot, all the way to the back of your skull. And it's not just your back body working. Of course, there's stuff happening in through your front body to allow for that. So grip your back, grip your hamstring, grip your calf. But all the while holding your frontal ribs in. And then there's this one blind spot for many people right in the middle of the back. We can grip our lower back, we can grip our neck, we can even grip between our shoulder blades. But right at the point of our middle back, can you see if you can bring your intelligence there and find a grip? And see if you can even touch it. I usually just like poke around the parts that I want to do the thing. Should feel like work. Hold your front ribs in, just a soft embrace. Good, and then come back, let that go. And then you'll switch sides. I'm just turning around so I can use the wall. So you'll ground down into your right foot, draw your left knee up into your chest. Let your hip flexors soften. I like to give it a little wiggle, a little shake. And then draw your left heel back behind you. Tail anchors down. So all the bend isn't coming from your low back, because we know the low back can bend, we get it. But see if you can bring your brain into that really stiff part of your middle back that doesn't like to do anything really. So see if you can bring your mind there, ask it to engage through the back of your left leg, the hamstring, the glute. Keep lifting your chest. Grip your whole posterior chain, sole of your foot, back of the leg, butt, back of the skull, evenly. Keep breathing. And it's like with every exchange of the breath, I have to remind the ribs to go in. It's okay. Okay, slowly come back. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Take your inhale breath. And then slowly as you exhale, forward fold. And halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, high plank pose. Tips of your toes, squeeze your thighs, breathing in. And then draw back from your navel as you exhale, downward facing dog. Let your upper back soften down towards the ground without flaring out your ribs. Widen your armpits. And then keep everything contained. Just reach your right toes, or right heel rather, towards the ceiling. Toes point down. Take your breath in. And then again, as you exhale, just bend your knee. Find the back side of your body, from the sole of your foot to the calf to the hamstring. Now press your heel up. Grip the muscles of your upper back, and again, try to touch your toes to the nape of your neck. Breathing in, and then as you exhale, knee to nose, place your right foot between your thumbs. Now your back knee comes down to the ground. Both arms rise up towards the ceiling. Take your inhale breath. Front body contained, squeeze your back body, cactus your arms. Exhale breath. Okay, so right hip crease draws back in space, tailbone anchors down. Find that one blind spot at the middle of your back and see if you can grip it, muscles to the bones. Stretch your arms up towards the ceiling. Now take your breath in. And as you exhale, stretch your arms back behind you, chest to thighs, lift your back knee up off of the ground. Just a couple more times like that. So back knee down, arms rise up, breathing in. And then arms stretch back knee lifts, breathing out. One more time, back knee down, arms rise up, breathing in. And as you exhale, stretch back knee lifts. Rise to your high lunge on the inhale breath. And just like we did last time, as you exhale, make fists. Draw your elbows by your sides and draw your left knee into your chest. Whoop. Okay, go 2 more times. Elbows by your sides, make fists, and draw your left knee to your chest. And one more time, breathing in, stepping back. Doesn't have to be your prettiest lunge. It's not really the point. The point is to engage the left hip flexor, pull it all the way up. Okay, now this time, hop back so I have room. Straighten your left leg. Whoa, reach your arms up. Take your inhale breath. And then stand into Tadasana. Step your left foot down, drift your arms down. Relax. And press your feet, reach your arms up, look up, breathing in. And as you exhale, hinge and fold. Long spine, halfway lift, breathing. And as you exhale, plant your palms, step back, high plank, tips of your toes, squeeze your bum. Stay for the in breath. And then draw back into your downward facing dog as you exhale. Head heavy. Keep everything very contained, ribs in, armpits wide. With your left toes pointing straight down, lift your left heel to hip height. Relax your neck. Bend your left knee so your heel points up towards the ceiling. Relax your neck. And then press your heel up towards the sky. Find the back of your left leg. Good. And then start to extend. So like you're trying to touch the toes to the nape of your neck. Grip the muscles of your upper back. So when you're back bending, it's a back bend. So don't worry so much about the front body right now. Grip your back body to open up the front body. Take one more inhale here. And then as you exhale, curl your knee in towards your nose and place your left foot between your thumbs. Bring your back knee down to the ground. Rise up into your low lunge as you inhale. Then as you exhale, bend your elbows, cactus your arms. Find the blind spot of your middle back and grip it in. See if you can relax your upper traps, the base of your skull. Put all of that effort into the contraction of your middle back. Gonna reach your arms up. Keep that part of your back body contained, taking your breath in. And as you exhale, stretch your arms back behind you, chest to thighs, lift your back knee up. Just a couple more, back knee down, arms rise, breathe in. And as you exhale, stretch back knee lifts. One more, back knee down, arms rise, inhale. And as you exhale, stretch back knee lifts. Okay, high lunge as you inhale, root down, rise up. And then as you exhale, make fists, elbows by your sides, draw your right knee to your chest. Good, two more. Right toes back, rise up, breathe in. And as you exhale, rise, elbows by your sides, fists by your hips, knee up. One more time, right toes back, arms rise up, breathing in. And then as you exhale, elbows by your sides, right knee into your chest. I always do this. So straighten out your right leg, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Lots of strength into your hip flexors. Take one more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, slowly step your right foot down, let your arms rest down. Humble your chin in towards your chest, but keep your chest proud. All right, plug your feet, reach your arms up, look up, breathe in. And as you exhale, slowly pour forward into your fold. Elongate halfway lift, inhaling. Exhale, step back into your high plank pose. From your high plank pose, squeeze everything from the outside to the in, front to back, back to front. Downward dog as you exhale, draw back from your middle and then come up onto your tippy toes as you breathe in. And as you exhale, come all the way down onto your knees. Stack your shoulders over top of your wrists. Keep your head buoyant so that your face isn't dropping down towards your hands. Lots of strength into the neck flexors. So it's a good chance here to tuck your chin a lot, like you're trying to touch the notch between your collarbones and allow the back of your neck to lengthen. All right, reach your right toe straight back with your legs straight. Then bend your right knee, heel up towards the ceiling. Try to touch your bum with your right heel. And if you get a cramp, you're doing it right. And then press your heel straight up towards the ceiling. Try to keep your lower back out of the equation. So it's just the strength of your glute and your hamstring that's lifting up your leg. Keep your front body contained. Lean into your right hand, reach your left fingertips straight forward. And then swim them all the way back and around to maybe capture the pinky toe side ankle, right ankle. Then resist foot to hand, hand to foot. Now we're rotating, so really be thoughtful of your hips and your lumbar spine. It really likes to twist. See if you can keep it a little bit more quiet and move the rotation into the middle back. The expansion into your chest. See if you can lift your right leg a little bit higher just from the glute, from the hamstring. And then release your foot, but keep it right where it is. Swim your left hand forward and down, and then step your right knee down. You can kind of waddle, swide to swide, side to side. Okay. Give your wrists a little break if you need. Spin your fingertips towards you, lean back, come off of your hands all the way. And then we'll do the other side. So left toe stretch back behind. Good stuff. Bend your left knee. And then it's really easy to dump into the back and flare out your ribs and like do the back bend, do the Instagram. But see if you can keep all of this really contained, and your leg won't come up as high, but you'll feel the strength land into the hamstrings and the glutes pretty much right away. And then let all the tension and the effort go into that part of your body rather than your neck or your jaw. Lift just a little bit higher, lean into your left hand and reach your right fingertips forward. And then swim them all the way back up and around to capture maybe, solid maybe, the pinky toe side of your foot or your ankle. Rotating, opening across your chest, palm to palm. Still containing your navel to your spine, still containing your ribs in. And even though you have your foot, can you engage the back of your left leg? Good, release the grasp, keep your leg where it is. Stretch your right arm forward, land it down, lift your right heel or left heel like a millimeter higher, and then slowly let your knee come down. Wash your hips side to side, and sit down onto your heels. And just take a moment, draw your upper buttocks towards your lower buttocks, let your lower back neutralize, quiet. Sternum up, chin down. And then we'll enter Ustrasana the same way we did last time, maybe holding a little bit more or doing one more. We'll see what we have for time. So come up onto your knees, the camel pose. And I'll just show you really quickly because I don't want to do it for too long. Lower back bends a lot, neck bends a lot, hips thrust forward. So much pressure right here. I want this to stay smooth and long. And again, even though it might not look or even feel like the deepest back bend, I want you to really just focus on that blind spot of your middle back, gripping in towards your spine to open up through the heart and the solar plexus space. Let this go super wide. Not this stuff. We don't want to stay in this energy all of the time, really heavy, really kind of like unorganized if we're always in this space. And if we're working too much in like the neck and the head, we can get kind of airy and dizzy and disoriented. It's really valuable to stay grounded in this part of us, in our heart, in our power. So see if you can kind of think of that as you come into the back bend. So toes tucked under. Keep your lower back nice and neutral, nice and long. Stretch your arms out ahead of you. Be thoughtful with your knees through this part. If it's aching your knees at all to lean forwards and back, just skip it and instead focus on gripping your bum. You can just stay upright, put your hands on your butt and grip your butt. Take a breath in, grip your butt as you exhale. Okay, otherwise, hands come out in front of you. Lean back any amount as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, press down and rise back up. Again, leaning back, breathing in. Maybe one day your heels touch your hamstrings, and then as you exhale, press down, rise up. One more time, leaning back, breathing in. And exhaling, press down, rise up. This time when you lean back, take a hold of your heels. Find the blind spot of your middle back, and then plug it up in towards your front body to lift up through your chest. And because everything is connected. As you start to open through that part, through the middle of you, the widening starts to trace down through the hip flexors, the quadriceps, and up to the heart space in the chest. And you can keep your chin in. If you'd like to let your chin come up towards the ceiling or fall back, let it be because your chest pushed it that way. Your chest comes so far up that your chin has nowhere else to go. Okay, lean back just a little bit. And then press down and evenly release, come up. Untuck your toes, sit onto your shins, and just let your hands rest into your lap. Try not to fidget or adjust, just be. And then let's do another. So coming up onto your knees, we'll just lean back 3 times, and on the third one, we'll do the back bend. The toes tucked. Engagement through your glutes, kind of like we did when we were kneeling. We felt the backs of our legs doing it, not our lower back. So just trying to approach it from all of these different angles. Stretch your arms forward. If you're not doing this, just squeezing your bum. Lean back as you inhale. Exhale, press down, rise up. Stay soft. It's like a note to self. I was very intense for a second there. Lean back, breathe in. And then press down, rise up as you exhale. And then this one will take the heels. So lean back, take your heels, find your middle back, grip it in towards your solar plexus, and just feel it radiate up towards the heart, down towards the fronts of your thighs. Chest presses towards the chin, and gently maybe tips your chin up and all the way back. Breathing for one more inhale, and then lean back just so that you have enough give to press up. Head comes up last. Untuck your toes, sit onto your shins, close your eyes, and rest. Upper buttocks drag towards your lower buttocks. Soften shoulders, soften neck, soften your brain down into your heart. Okay, let's do one more. And I won't actually cue you out of this. I mean, I don't know what you're doing in your own home, but stay as long as you need to stay. I'll hold it for a few breaths, but you just join and come out whenever you're ready. So come sit up onto your shins, tuck your toes. Angle your tailbone down, squeeze your bum. Stretch your arms forward and then lean backwards. Breathe in. Press down, rise up, breathing out. And another inhale. Exhale, rise up. And then one last one. Lean back, breathe in, take your heels, find your middle back, grip it in, plug into your solar plexus. Reach up through your heart, reach down through the frontal thighs, squeeze your buttocks from the outside to the inside. Chin might tip up and back. And feel this posture like a full circuit, palms of hands to heels. Let it be nourishing and you stay as long as you need. And you stay as long as the breath is present. You stay, but you're not attached to the staying, to the gripping on for dear life. Stay so long as it's breathable and feels like medicine. And then when you're ready to come on out, you come on out, and we'll meet right here, sitting on the shins. Eyes soft or closed. Waiting, watching as the residue in the spine clears. All right. So let's move this blanket out of the way. Today, we'll do the little windshield wipe side to side to clear the back. So lean your hands back behind you and just wash your knees side to side. Let your spine come with, let your shoulders roll with. And just sense a cooling, a clearing in your back body. Stretch your arm across your chest. Come back through center. Stretch your arm across your chest. And come back through center. A couple more times. Okay. Come on to your back, friends. We'll do a hip stretch. So on your spine, draw your right knee into your chest, cross your right ankle over your left thigh, number 4 shape. Take your time to set up. Sometimes it feels good to bring a bolster under your bum to help your legs come up towards you so you can do what you got to do. And then you can stay right here, hold on to your left hamstring, or if you like the twist, shift your hips to the right and let your right foot fall over to the left. Take hold of your right foot. Take the heel of your right hand, press it into the junction between your upper leg bone and your right hip crease to find some traction. Your hip flexors, we worked them hard today. And there's a difference between strong hip flexors and tight hip flexors. Okay, so it's really worthwhile to do the work to strengthen the hip flexors. Sometimes they get tight because they're inhibited, because they're not doing their job properly. So when we can retrain them through some of the things that we did today, like the coming up from a lunge to knee to chest things, and they can start to repattern slowly over time. It won't happen in one yoga class. But you might even find after practices of working and strengthening the hip flexors, they feel less tight. But for now, it should feel good to press the heel of your hand just underneath of your right hip bone, and then press forward and away. And give that part of you a little bit of traction, good tension, even the little wiggle rocking your hips. All right. So slowly come back onto your back. Wiggle back through center, undo your legs, draw your left knee into your chest, giving a squeeze. And then crossing your left ankle over your thigh, number 4. And of course you can stay, you can bolster up your hips. You can hold your left or your right hamstrings. Or if you like the twist, then scooting your hips over to the left, stepping your left foot down to the right. Holding onto your left foot, take the heel of your left hand up into the junction between your leg and your hip, right underneath of your hip bone. And then press forward, just straight forward should give you some good tension. Go soft and sweet into that crease of your hip. Relax everything that you can. Take a full breath in. And the clearing. Okay. And gently come back up and unwind. Undo your legs. Hold your knees to your chest for the supine squat. Or if you'd like to seal off with the happy baby or the dead bug posture, soles of your feet up towards the ceiling. Knees wide. A little rock and sway might feel good too. Once you are complete, stretch into Shavasana. Of course, you're always welcome to come up and sit if you'd like to. So just choose where you'd like to linger for today. Okay, and once you've settled into a still point and a quiet point, let's just collectively let go of any extra efforting that sometimes we hold on to. So grip everything. Clench your fingers and your toes, squeeze your bum, squeeze your belly. Every muscle that you can make contact with, see if you can contract it. Take a breath in. Hold your breath, squeeze a little bit tighter. And then exhale. And as you exhale, relax everything. Let that be an indication to your body that you don't need to hold on anymore. You don't even need to control your breath anymore. Just watch it. And drop into this still moment. And whether you're sitting or lying, feel your back body. Yield, lean here. And then let that go. Find your front body. Scanning, seeing if there's any part of that that can soften. This part of our body does so much work, reaching, presenting, performing. So it might take a little bit of extra effort to relax it now, relaxing the belly, relaxing the chest, or relaxing your face. Like Rumi says, take off your mask, your face is glorious. Let your face totally soften. Sometimes I think about, like, if you look at a little kid's face or a little baby's face, it's like wide and curious. It doesn't care what it looks like, what filter its face is coming through. So it might even work for you right now to picture yourself as a little kid and remember what your face was like. just soft and wide and open. And as you embody that into your face, see if you can embody those same feelings throughout your whole body. When you look at a little kid breathe, their belly is big and wide and receptive to the breath. Their shoulders are on their back. And then let go of that and find yourself now in the middle of the middle. Skull, brain, spine, heart. These potent centers for information to be processed. Information in all planes, from tactile connection to perceiving emotion, so subtle. This all lives within us. It's already here. In this still point, just give yourself a moment to remember. And I'll bring you back in just a minute. Okay, as always, stay if you'd like to stay, or if you're ready to make your way up out of your practice, then start to breathe a little deeper, wiggle your fingers and your toes, rock your head, take your uprising ritual. And then roll off to one side, come up into your seat. Turn down to come up, and with soft eyes or closed eyes, connect your palms in front of your chest, and we'll just clear with one good breath. So connect your palms. Exhale all your air. And take a slow, smooth, deep inhalation. And let it go with a sigh. Okay, namaste, friends. Until next time.